So yeah, speaking of fun and silly, didn't Stephen King, or I should say Stephen Lloyd Christmas King,
Yeah, Christmas King.
didn't he say like, "Sorry, Mr. Perfect, I guess you never make a mistake"?
So he was quoting Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah. No,
I remember the video of him walking, but I know there's another one. I guess he was running his mouth. There were a lot of people running their mouth after an assassination of a political figure, I guess, if I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
I guess he was saying something or this and that, saying just nonsense, I guess. He's just talking politics, honestly. I guess, but they're both in politics.
I mean, they are. But why is Stephen King in politics?
Well, that's a good question, because he usually specializes in
Clowns Called It.
Clowns Called It. Now I know this. It's probably even hackneyed now. Now even bringing up like sex scene gangbangs and stuff like that, because it's just so but people know it so much. But I guess we have to go with a better detail about his writing is that most of the stories have farts and shit, diarrhea, uncontrollable diarrhea, people puking because of it, mists of shit and farts and diarrhea and shit, and people puking because it stinking.
Yeah, it smells like shit.
Shit, puke, diarrhea, and I find that an interesting thing. I remember reading the Needful Things back in Maine back in the day.
Okay, yeah, we have stories about him in Maine.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Getting run over, dying, and his clone writes his books. They're not even half as good.
Why, they look like it?
Yeah, he's always been a handsome guy, especially when he doesn't remember writing some of his books, but I can relate to some of that. I don't know what he said to shoot his mouth off. I don't really care, but his apology is what was kind of funny and interesting.
No matter what, that's why I laugh at this.
Yeah.
First off, I find Stephen King to be funny.
Yeah, he's a good narrator.
Yeah.
He's a very good book narrator.
So he does voice.
He doesn't usually, but from what I've heard, the stuff that I have heard was very good.
Really?
Yeah.
So he can actually do characters and stuff really well?
He's very good at it.
Damn.
And just the regular narration, it's he has a really good rhythm and everything. He's really good.
So I guess he made a mistake. And who cares?
I would argue he's a better narrator than he is a writer.
Really? Mm-hmm. And you used to be a huge fan of him back in the day as far as writing.
Yeah, I do appreciate what he does. I appreciate his method of the archaeology, of digging things out and not pre-planning, and having characters that you flesh out and let them kind of write themselves. These things seem lofty to someone who hasn't been writing for years and years, or doesn't focus on these things. Or if you're younger, these are kind of hard to wrap your head around. But it's a difference between outlining something fully and piecing it together, other than like doing an improv of the whole thing and then making connections. Like, I appreciate his method. I appreciate how fun and interesting his characters are. There's a lot. They're very interesting and relatively high grade.
Yep.
But in terms of like literary top and this and that, I'm not gonna say Mr. Literary,
no,
but he's
not there.
And I'm not even. Perhaps it's not even fair comparing him to other writers, but he's not a Cormac McCarthy. And I'll put it that way, which makes the most sense. And it's not a criticism, because not everyone can be Cormac McCarthy or
Sure.
Herman Melville. Like, not everyone can do that.
Well, I mean, how many authors are out there? He doesn't have to be the best in the world or ever.
No, but he is very good with that stuff.
But character development in particular,
yeah,
that's like his strong suit.
He's really, really excellent. And a lot of the concepts in the stuff, it's a little Kabbalah shit, I guess, but a lot of it is just good. Like, it degrades after he got killed on the road in Maine, but a lot of it, he's not a bad writer.
No,
he's not a fucking bad writer.
So he's a decent writer anyway.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I am. But I'm saying he what is he, a known alcoholic? Is that what
I'm sure he used to be.
Yeah.
Way back in the day.
I've seen
probably cocaine and alcohol.
You gotta stay up nice and late and keep writing.
Yeah, he always has these stories.
This asshole have out?
So many, man. He's pretty prolific. He's prolific all the way to the end, which is admirable. It's amazing. Someone like that should never retire. Someone like that should never retire.
Or be run over.
Well, someone like that should never be run over. But politics, though, come on.
We used to have a house in Bridgeton, Maine. I don't really give a shit. I'm not bad-mouthing him, but maybe I am.
I mean, look at the way he looks. It's just so easy to bad-mouth him. I'm so tired.
I know, I'm tired, but let's at least just say that we used to frequent different locations, and you get a kick out of the idea that I'm like, oh, Stephen King lives like 15 minutes from here.
Mm-hmm. We were gonna find him and give him a piece of our minds.
Yeah, we were gonna run his house over. So we went to a place, and he said, oh no, Stephen King comes in here all the time. He doesn't pay for his meal. I guess he turned into Bill the Butcher, and he says, "You got to pay for the pleasure of my company."
Oh my God.
So yeah, I think they're saying like he just skips out on the bill. He'll like sign a napkin.
Yeah,
that's his payment.
His payment is the signature.
Yeah.
Which I just don't think that flies anymore. I do not believe a Stephen King signature is worth fucking shit. I actually don't believe that. I actually don't. That's horse shit. I don't know if I believe it.
I don't. Well, okay, maybe it's not true. I mean, what the hell? We're only taking.
Let's assume that it's true.
Let's assume that it's true. It's a cocky move.
Yeah.
It's a cocky move to sign a signature on a napkin and say that's enough for you.
I guess if it's true, then it's good.
That covers my gastro pub bill.
I think they said he was more or less saying, because I come here, that's enough. Like, you can tell people I come here.
Yeah, which is even more cocky. It's like, just the idea.
Yeah, but he could just stop going there. And then what are you going to hit him a bill then?
Yeah, what are you
going to go to collections?
You're going to chase paper on Stephen
Chew
King.
and screw by this goblin a few weeks ago. Stephen King.
Shit mist.
What did he look like? He looked like a fucking goblin.
He's in a sewer.
And I began puking because it was like uncontrollable fucking shit mist and diarrhea, and some guy was orgasming on the pulpit in the church too at the same time. Like that's the kind of shit you read from him. You're like this. What the fuck? I'm not kidding you, man.
It's a run-on sentences of like the craziest thing ever.
It's really funny, man.
Damn.
He's got a little George R. Martin in him. George Hard R. Martin.
So that's Stephen King anyway. It's just kind of funny.
I love
he
the
was
guy.
Like,
we got to see the video of him talking though. Like, but go ahead.
I don't know if we can find the one with him walking.
Yeah, fuck it then.
Yeah.
But what was he saying?
No, it was just the idea that he was saying, you know, he made a mistake, but he's saying, I've been writing books for 40 years and people loved all my work. Please don't let this like erase 40 years worth of work over one mistake.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a funny take.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the guy's got a sense of humor. He's pretty multifaceted, this goblin here, clearly. He can play the guitar. I mean, I always respected that.
Didn't your uncle see him at a baseball game?
Yeah. I can't believe you remember that. Yeah, my uncle saw him it must have been in New York or Boston. This was back probably the 80s or 70s or something like that. But he saw him in the bleachers watching a game. He recognized the shit mist and diarrhea and like pants
you
shitting.
Smell it in the air.
And some guy was orgasming too.
Unfortunately, that happens at New York games now, right?
Yeah. Dude, I wished I would. I was banking on never thinking about that ever again.
I brought it up again,
bro.
Orgasming there. The only thing that's missing is the shit.
Dude,
shit mist.
It's so good. That's so good that we covered that well. That was such a fun episode. But this, he's smelling the shit mist, and he saw a guy that looked like from another dimension. And I wish we had the clip from him from the Dark Show, whatever, the short story thing, when the meteor hits his lawn, and he gets the meteor fucking fungus, he blows his brains out at the end of it. Creepshow.
Creepshow?
Yeah, the one with Leslie Nielsen. He kills the Ted Danson and his girlfriend by burying them at a beach with the head up on the water and the high tide comes.
Oh, I know that. Okay.
With fucking TV cameras, with the other person dying facing. See, that's the kind of stuff he writes.
Yeah, I see this. I mean, I think he's cooked.
Oh, that is.
Is that what happens when you get stuck in Maine for that long?
I think that's
He has a family, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if this was going to be like some guy who's just solo in some haunted house.
No, this guy a lot of his stuff was very, very hardcore. But so my uncle, he saw him, he noticed his hardcore, the way he looks, and he goes over and he's like, excuse me, he's like, hey, are you Stephen King? And the goblin looks over, the shit mist was blowing off him, the diarrhea was coming out of his nostrils and his eyes and his mouth and his ears.
It was mixed with blood.
Yeah,
blood brown.
Blood brown, then semen was blowing out of his nose. And
so you finished?
Yeah. And then after the semen was blowing out of his nose. And he said to my uncle, he said, not anymore. And he got up and he left.
Can you imagine that?
I love that so much.
See, this is what I mean. I think we can paint a little bit of a picture. Like, he's an oddball. But
I know that can kind of tick you off a little bit, but I respect his attitude.
Like he's creative even in real life.
He's say what you want about Stephen King, and I know he's a goblin, politics and this and that, and just his influence alone in this world is a net negative. I'll say that, and I'm serious. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not trying to say, you know what I mean, though, but all things considered, he did more bad than good. I could say that about myself, but not really, not like him. But I won't not say that about myself. Maybe it's more bad than good. But this guy right here, but say what you like, even that, Pretty much the worst thing you could ever say about someone is that, I guess, honestly.
And he's saying don't erase the last 40 years.
I still like him. I still love him.
Whoever's interviewing him saying, the last 40 years is a net negative.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's like, don't erase yourself. don't get rid of that. Please. I've been building that for 40 years.
So funny, man.
It is funny. That's Stephen King anyway, but I just think it was interesting. I just like the...
As I get older, I like him more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, answers like that, not anymore, are pretty creative.
No, that is not, like, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. To pull that out of his ass is good.
It's kind of a... I mean, you'd have to laugh.
Yeah.
And that would make me laugh.
It's pretty amazing.
The Palace Show.